Hey, what's up, man? So, check me out. This one time in prison, I knew it was a real strong disconnect with being incarcerated and being on the street when one of my neighbors on the walk to chow, a young man had to be probably about 19, 20, something like that. And he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of a rapper named Spice One?" And he was asking me like as if this was one of those Jeopardy type questions. I was like, yeah, I heard of Spice One, man. Everybody, that was the 90s, mid 90s. That was his time. But coming to realize this kid was born in the mid 90s. So, of course, he hadn't heard of it. It was just something. It was a change for me. That was really eye opening. And then come to find out, there's rappers that the kids are talking about as they come in, and they're like, "Hey, big bro, have you heard of this person?" And I'm like, "Hell no, I've never heard of them locally or nationally or nothing like that, unless they showed up on TMZ or something like that." But if you ask me about a case law, talking about something that had to do with arrest warrants, Miranda issues, IAC. I was on it. I can go straight to my file and thumb through some pages, and I had that to you by the time, the yard is up. And the technology, they're talking about the things that can happen with the phone, and we're seeing the commercials, and some of us, especially the older cats that were much older than me, they were like, "Man, can you believe what they're doing with phones now?" And in order to get through the time that I was going through each court telling me no, when I had my hopes through the roof that I was gonna get back with this courtroom. I had particular shows that I'd watch, tons of books that I read. My TV really came on probably about 4 p.m. I turned to Univision, dealt with Gora LaFlaca, watched their news, Premiere back though. The shows I watched was more so like a book because every week it was a story. They from how they were outside of the office to the way they conducted themselves during trial. I watched a ton of military shows like The Unit. The Unit, I was faithful to them every week, even when they switched the days up, But yeah, I was living that life with them, and that was a grand escape. And then the next day at Chow, the handful of people I did deal with when I was inside, they watched the same thing, so it gave us something additional to talk about versus whatever was going on. The shows that I watched were like books. When you read a book, you don't just read the words and that's it. You get a sense of the environment, the smell, you see the hardwood, you hear the knock on the door, you look too a little bit. It's like, man, who can be at the door at this time? And it's just the way, like I said, the way the characters conducted themselves, and things was different. My attitude was different. The way I saw things was different. I was constantly at the sharpener, looking to be on top of my game for when I did come home. And then I get home, and life was different.